on Saturday, and then Sunday trailed 11-3 after 4 innings and then scored 11 consecutive runs. I think the biggest thing for the Commodores was they just found a way to win, and you look at guys like Alan Espinal, who's not in the lineup today, Tim Corbin giving him a little bit of rest from catching all those games behind the plate, but some guys really doing the job, offensively as well.
First pitch of the night from Thompson to the plate, and Vance takes ball 1. Get us underway. This Eastern Michigan team, they played down in Houston as well. Lost the last 3 against Houston Christian after winning the opener on Thursday 14-4. Got off to a great start in that game. They scored 8 runs in the first inning. Thompson misses away, 2 balls and no strikes. Looking for a strike and got it on a swing and a miss. See that fastball climb in up into the low 90s for J.D. Thompson.
Yeah, good fastball. He's got a good sweeping slider. We'll probably see it here. Went right back to it. Yeah,
back
good
with
slider.
Yep, 2-2.
Tries to use it with the left-handers and the right-handers right there. Fastball inside part of the plate. Yeah, that fastball's jumping up there a little bit faster. Like 93, 94 today.
Yeah, the 94 kind of surprised me a moment ago. Count runs full to the leadoff man Vance. Checking in at 250, 10 hits in his first 40 at-bats. 7 extra base hits already in 2024. Payoff pitch to the leadoff man, a swing and a miss. And a good start for J.D. Thompson. Fell behind, then battled back and gets the strikeout to start the day.
I guess a little bit warmer. Yeah, the velo's ticked up there for Thompson. Usually he's sitting about 90, 91. Here, 93 up in the zone. He's got a good amount of spin on it, too, so it really gets on top of you as a hitter.
Logan Hugo, the second man in the batting order, the junior at 310. 1 out, and the Eastern Michigan first. Called strike. Hugo has started all 11 games so far. He was 4 for 5 in that Game 1 win, but 0 for 10 in the final 3 games of that series at Houston Christian. Kind of the count here, no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, definitely a guy you got to keep off the bases. Really big stolen base threat.
Just got a piece. Remains 0-2. 13 hits and 42 times up. 0-2 once again. Called third strike. Back-to-back Ks for J.D. Thompson in the first inning.
Really nice spot on the outside corner. 94, really well located. A nice stick here by Poteet, the catcher, who's getting the start tonight. Really nice stick there on the outside corner. Kind of had to do a double take back there. I forgot he was back there. He's looking good.
Yeah, we've seen Alan Espinal for all 13 previous games for Vanderbilt, but you can't play your catcher every single game. But we wondered if we would see someone different. Blake McRae is the hitter. With 2 outs, he's the left fielder. Leads the team at 353, 12 out of 24 in 10 games. 5 multi-hit games, a swing and a miss to make it 1-1.
You've seen a lot of aggressive swings here from Eastern Michigan. I think that's what you got to do. You're coming in playing Vanderbilt. You got to get your swings off early. Try and sit on the fastball and just try and make something happen early. You know that Vanderbilt's going to be able to put up some runs, so you got to be aggressive and really take the game to them.
Two and one, the count to McRae with 2 outs. Strike 2, using that fastball, locating it well so far. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, solid fastball again on that outside corner. We'll see if he tries to work in that slider or just goes with the hard stuff. He's really had a lot of success this inning here with the fastball.
Trying to wrap up the frame. Liner towards center field. Hewitt measures and catches. Eastern Michigan done, and it's half of the first inning. 3 up, 3 down against J.D. Thompson. Eastern Michigan nothing. Vanderbilt coming up in a moment. 51 runs over 5 games. That'll get you a lot of wins. Of course, 20 of them were in 1 game, but R.J. Austin at the top. Moved to the leadoff spot in the batting order. Calvin Hewitt and the SEC Freshman of the Week, Camden Kojal, here in the first. Against Jones, here's Austin to start it off. Fastball inside for ball 1. R.J. at 365. Great start to his sophomore season. tied for the team lead with 14 RBIs.
And if you're Jones on the mound today, you got to find a way to keep these Vandy runners off base. And it's really where they do a lot of their damage, and very efficient with runners in scoring position. And usually guy gets on first, he's able to swipe those bags. A lot of stolen bases through these Commodores, so you can't give them any free base. He's got to make sure they earn every single bit of it.
Fist to the other way for Taylor, the second baseman. Throws out Austin, one gone.
And that's something to look at too. It's kind of drizzling. It's not super heavy, but on this turf, and when it drizzles, the kind of dew stays right on top of the turf. So you get a ball as an infielder, and that thing is just soaking wet. So especially from harder throws from across the diamond, third and short, look for some of those throws that might be errant. So a really good time to be a hitter and just put the ball in play. Most likely you're going to be able to get on.
Calvin Hewitt, goodness. Well, he shakes it off. Looks like he is okay. See Tim Corbin kind of out of the third base dugout to take a look.
And that was, no pun intended, heads up by Hewitt, just because he saw kind of the slippery conditions, tried to lay down a bunt. And sometimes that happens. You go and square to bunt, ball kind of sailed out of the hand of Jones. Yeah, it got him right in the ear hole. Looks like it hit him flush, but they're taking a look at him.
Chris Matarazzo, the Vanderbilt athletic trainer. Calvin will head to first base. Got the answers they were looking for. So it takes a fastball to the helmet on the first pitch. Tim Corbin with a quick conversation for Todd Henderson, the home plate umpire. Kind of wonder what this is about.
I don't know.
So Hewitt at first, where he's 8 of 9 in steals in the season.
Number 28, Camden Marshall.
Do you think it might have been like a concussion protocol? They said, hey, you never need to get him checked out. I don't know.
Well, the SEC Freshman of the Week, Camden Kojal, comes to the plate. He started last week with 4 hits against Indiana State and finished the week with 4 hits against Texas on Sunday. Heard of a 14-hit week, which is just remarkable. Freshman from Omaha, 367 team leader in batting average, 2 home runs and 14 knocked in so far. See him in the DH role, and he has been as advertised early in his Vanderbilt career. Out of play, 1-1.
And yeah, the consistency is super impressive, but to do it as a freshman, to do it in the 3-4 hole where he sat, is even more impressive. And talking to coaches before the season, they knew the ability is there. It's just a matter of, hey, we're going to throw him out there and see if it really does translate into live game competition. I think it has.
It's translated well so far as Hewitt draws the throw. Not a big lead. Drew was hit by a pitch. Kojal, part of the all-tournament team at that Astros Foundation Collegiate Classic at Minute Maid Park. High and outside, 2 balls and a strike. This Eastern Michigan team has allowed 27 of 29 in opponent steal attempts so far through their first 10 games of the season. 11 games, I should say. Kojal rolls it to second. They get the out, and they relay to first, not in time. Didn't know if it was going to be hit hard enough to have a chance at a double play. I was almost surprised they went to second. They do get the lead runner Hewitt as Kojal replaces him at first.
Yeah, a little bit off the end of the bat in a slower developing play, but a really nice job by Taylor, just kind of taking care of the baseball. Nice little flip to Vance, the shortstop, and a good throw over to Kraft. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with these wet conditions. Just try and make those easy plays. Don't run force too much.
Sophomore second baseman Jaden Davis is the batter. 2 outs and a runner at first in the Vanderbilt first. Breaking pitch for a strike. Sophomore from Cookeville who transferred into this Vanderbilt program and is off to a great start of his own at 327. 16 for 49 so far. Home run and 12 RBIs. One strike pitch. Big bouncer to third for Miller. Takes the short way, and that's all for Vanderbilt in the first. One man left for Vanderbilt in the opening frame. Commodores nothing, Eagles nothing. 99 the career win total. 106 those at Presbyterian to start his career, and the remaining 893 is the leader of this Vanderbilt program.
Yeah, Coach Britt, I mean, back in 2015 to 18, coached at MTSU, so usually Tim Corbin will invite a lot of the local coaches to come over and, come coach camps, and that helps obviously run the camps, but also it allows those coaches to get looks at other different players. Obviously, not every player can go to Vanderbilt, not every player can go to MTSU, so you kind of pool your resources and allow different coaches to get look at different players. So a lot of good camaraderie here in the mid-state between coaches.
Also coached at Rossview High School just up the road in Clarksville. Gianno Zuccaro behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Hit off the leg of Thompson. See if Vanderbilt has a play. Diaz to first. In time.
Nice.
Nicely done. Davis Diaz got over and scooped up the ball after it hit off J.D. Thompson. First to get Zuccaro.
The kick save here from Thompson. Check a look. Right off the left foot. I thought it was going to go outside of Diaz, but a nice job just sticking with it. Redirects himself. A nice little slow roller. Just how they drew it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stay with the play. Here's Corey Taylor, the second baseman. A big rip on the first pitch from Thompson. 231. He's homered and driven in 5. The first 7 hitters in this Eastern Michigan batting order have home runs. He has been successful with the fastball so far, 0-2. Taylor hit his first home run of the season Saturday in their series at HCU, and he was 3 for 4, also had a triple. Back this way, stays 0-2.
I think we have yet to see an off-speed pitch here from Thompson this game. I mean, he has really relied on that fastball, and he's just stayed away. He's gone away and elevated with it, and yeah.
Long drive, left field, chases Leneve back to the wall. He has a play, puts on the brakes, makes the catch. 2 gone. That was hit hard, but it felt like it died as it got to the warning track.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the reaction from Leneve and the smile from Leneve as well. Yeah, it sounded good off the bat, and Leneve just turned on the burners and then realized went a little bit too far.
I got it.
Hey, he said I almost overran that.
Kyle Schroeder is the hitter. Schrodel, I should say, the DH. 5 up, 5 down against J.D. Thompson, looking good. This is game number 9, start number 9 for Schrodel. 1-1. He is 8 for his first 29. He's tied for the team lead with 3 home runs.
There's a look at it.
1-2.
Big sweeper. I mean, look at where this thing starts. Outside corner on the back foot. That is tough to take a swing at as a right-handed hitter.
Closes out the inning with a fastball for strike 3. Another clean frame for J.D. Thompson as he strikes out Schrodel. No score, middle of the second. More runs after that, and it was a lot of fun. It made the trip back home a whole lot more fun. Pitch outside, ball 1 from Drew Jones to Davis Diaz, who made a nice play on that ball last half inning.
And at the beginning of that game, as Texas just kind of kept piling it on and on, I thought, man, you got Texas coming to the SEC next year, and you want to at least put it on a good showing. And I thought, man, that's going to be a long bus ride home. And then, yeah, I just kept chipping away, and was super impressed with the Commodores' fight. And yeah, just good teams find a way to win.
2-ball, no strike count to Diaz. A smash foul. He's out in front of it a little bit. That would have been off Memorial Gym. But yeah, you look at that comeback. I mentioned the 3-run triple by Leneve, but then a 2 RBI double by Cam Koschel in the 8th inning. Espinal and Bastine with home runs and some really good pitching performances. Sawyer Hawks and Ryan Ginther for the last 4 innings. Fly ball the other way this time. Short right field. Hugo able to range under it, make the catch. One gone.
Yeah, I mean, the offense got a lot of the praise, as you mentioned, Kevin, on Sunday, but also get a lot of credit to, the bullpen for, keeping that offense, the Texas offense, down and allowing that offense for the Commodores just to continue to get 1 run here, 2 runs there, and ended up getting the job done.
Talk about Troy Leneve. Here he is. He's 2 for 3 against Texas with a double, a triple, 4 RBIs. Checking in at .310 through the first 13 games of 2024. 1-1.
And that average has really climbed up here in the last week in particular. I tell people all the time, if Troy Leneve gets hot, he is one of the hardest guys to get out in the entire country. I mean, when he sees the ball well, he is really seeing it.
A lot of power the opposite way. Feels like so many of his home runs in this ballpark to left center field. Head in the count here at 2-1. Jones sends it in. 3 balls and a strike.
Yeah, you make a good point. I think that is one of his strengths because he does have that power. A lot of guys just try and kind of nibble off the corner, but what he does is he goes and hunts those pitches. I mean, he's able to really do some damage with some of that soft stuff off the plate.
Fouled that one off his leg to make it 3-2. Pittsburgh native will walk that one off for a moment.
Oh.
The right calf.
Looked like the shin.
Ooh.
Looks like it didn't get much muscle.
No.
Yeah, he'll be fine for the rest of today, but yeah, that tomorrow morning might be a different story.
Leneve with 1 out in the Vanderbilt second. Payoff pitch, ball 4. So like the first inning, Vanderbilt has a 1-out base runner for the catcher Logan Petit.
That's a lot of respect right there for Leneve. I mean, he had a 3-2 count, and Jones tried to go with the changeup. Looked like he didn't have a good feel for it, so I guess he thought, well, I'm not going to throw a cookie in there, so I might as well throw a changeup. If I miss it, at least I walk him.
The first at bat as a college player for Logan Petit. He had appeared in a game against FAU in the opening weekend series. This is his first time at the plate with Leneve at first and 1 out. Petit hits the first pitch he sees to deep left field, to the track, to the wall. How's that to start your college career? A first pitch 2-run homer for Logan Petit to get Vanderbilt on the scoreboard.
Welcome to the game, Logan Petit. Holy cow. This is an absolute moonshot.
He leaves the yard. Number 5, a lot of congratulations from his teammates.
Yeah, take a look at the swing. That's just a fastball right down the middle. Nice swing. He was ready for it. I mean, guys continue to get in this lineup and make the most of it. Logan Petit is the next guy on the list. I mean, so much depth on this entire lineup. You see the guys excited for him. Gets the start at catcher and gets up there and knocks one out his first time. I mean, Petit went up this summer. He was the player of the year up in the NECBL.
Bunt third base side by Polk. And a throw gets away as Miller delivered to Kraft to try to get Polk. He's safe at first. A base runner with 1 out and 2 in.
That's a heads-up play right there by Polk. You have the home run by Petit, and then defense is kind of on their heels, able to see Miller, the third baseman, playing back. And so Polk able to put one on the ground, a little bit wet, put some more pressure on the defense. That throw kind of takes Kraft up the line a little bit, wasn't able to get it.
Jonathan Vastine, the Commodore shortstop, number 9 hitter in the batting order. Out in front, 318, 2 homers, 10 RBIs. 8 extra base hits, including 5 doubles. And a nice game of his own against the Longhorns on Sunday. 1-strike pitch with Polk at first. But yeah, we're talking about Poteet, and this is his second year in the program. He's a sophomore, but that work in the offseason is bound to pay off here. 2 strikes to Vastine, 1-2.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of that with guys that, they haven't had a lot of experience, in-game action. They go off in the summer. They have a really good summer. They gain a lot of confidence against really good competition, and they come back and, they're ready to roll. And Poteet, as I mentioned, player of the year up in the NECBL and New England Collegiate League. It's a really, really good league up there, and had a lot of success and came back this fall. I think wowed a lot of the coaches. I know Mike Baxter said, the approach was really mature and honed in, and just excited to see him get a shot.
Bounces up there in the dirt. Diaz takes off for second, make it Polk, I should say, and he's in scoring position. Meanwhile, at the plate, it's a 3-2 count to Vastine with 1 gone.
That's a tough ball to handle behind the plate. A spiked, 57-foot fastball.
Assume that'll be a wild pitch. Payoff due to Vastine with 1 gone. It'll be R.J. Austin next. Lineup pretty heavy on right-handed batters. The lefty Vastine takes ball 4. First and second for R.J. 0 for 1 with a ground out. Drew Jones trying to work his way through some trouble here in the second inning. You got Diaz on a flyout, but then a walk and a home run. A bunt single and a walk. 2 on with 2 in. Check of the runners. The first pitch to Austin. Pulled past Mike Baxter in that third base coach's box. Boy, Polk had a gigantic lead at second base.
Yeah, he was stretching it out. It looked like Taylor, the second baseman, wasn't really paying much attention to him. Polk able to get a pretty big lead. Yeah, it looks like Taylor's going to try and walk back in there.
Check swing, bouncer, foul. 0-2. Austin with a 5-game hit streak entering today's play. 5 for 13 in that event at Houston over the weekend. Had 3 hits in the opener against Louisiana, including a double and a couple runs scored. Oh, 2 pitch with 2 on base. Scott out of play behind the plate. A cool, damp afternoon. A few folks making their way over to check out some baseball.
Yeah, a little damp, but still, in the 60s. Take it all day here early March.
Another 0-2 from Jones to Austin. Leans away from a fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, good AB here from R.J. Austin. With Jones, he doesn't have a fastball that's going to blow by you, so able to really see a lot of those pitches out of the hand, and if it is a fastball, react to it and try and foul it off if it's up in the zone.
Good pitch, strike 3 to Austin. Used the fastball again to record a big second out. The runner still at first and second.
Yeah, it was really well located there by Jones. Right on the outside corner, you kind of saw R.J. Austin leaning over, maybe thought it was a little bit out, but yeah, really well located.
2 gone for Calvin Hewitt, hit by a pitch. He squared a bunt, got hit in the helmet, shook it off and went to first and was erased on a fielder's choice. He's away from a breaking pitch for ball 1. He was 5 for 12 in that event in Houston. It hits in all 3 games. 3 for 4 with a double in the second game. That was against Houston on Saturday. Runners on the move. The throw goes to second. Vastine is safe. The double steal sends Vastine to second and Polk to third. 2 in scoring position at a 1-1 count.
Yeah, you kind of saw Polk testing it out a couple pitches before, just trying to get a little jump lead on Jones. A nice throw there down to second base, trying to get Vastine, who as the second runner usually doesn't get the better jump.
Through the whole left side, base hit. Polk comes in to score. Vastine turns third. He'll come to the plate. 2-out damage from Calvin Hewitt. A 2 RBI single to make it 4-0.
And that's just what the Commodores do. They get runners on. They move them both up into scoring position by taking that extra back. And then just clutch hitting. Fastball on the outside corner, wraps around it, able to sneak it right in that 6-hole and scores 2 quickly.
RBI 7 and 8 for Hewitt. A 2-out hit gets Camden Kojal to the plate. Oh, for 1, hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Two gone, and Hewitt at first draws a throw. So 1-out home run by Poteet and a 2-out 2 RBI single by Mr. Hewitt.
Yeah, you got to be thinking Jones is going to be thrown over to first base a good bit. Hewitt 8 of 9 on the year. Throws over again. This is a Commodore team that came into today second in the SEC in stolen bases, 11th in Division I with 29 bags. I guess it's now 31 with those 2 we saw earlier.
First pitch goes to the backstop. Hewitt slides in safely at second. So a second wild pitch of this inning from Jones. Well, a chance with a base hit for Kojal to add an RBI to the mix. Out in front, 1-1. Talked about earlier, 14 hits in 5 games last week. Enters the week 6th in the conference with 18. Big bouncer right side. Taylor was stationed in short right field. Charges and flips to first. And Vanderbilt is done in the second. Bottom third of the batting order against left-hander J.D. Thompson, who's retired the first 6 for Eastern Michigan this afternoon. First pitch to Darren Kraft is a strike. He's the first baseman at 300. 6 for 20 in his previous 8 games. The home run and 4 RBIs. Numbers for the senior. And a couple hits with a walk and a double in the series finale at HCU over the weekend. Ball and a strike. J.D. Thompson with 3 strikeouts, 2 looking. To the first 6 hitters for Eastern Michigan, 2-2. And fastball continues to live in the 93-94 range this afternoon.
Yeah, I thought it was the gun might have been a little hot, but yeah, he is consistently whipping it in there.
2-2 to start the frame. Strike 3. Third called strikeout recorded by J.D. Thompson. 1 gone.
Well located here. Fastball, low part of the zone. I mean, even if you do get a bat on that, it's probably going to be a ground ball. So, I mean, yeah, J.D. Thompson can live there all day.
Now it's the catcher, Brendan Kleiman. 1 out, takes away. 3 for 16. This is start number 6 for the Maryland native. He's not recorded a hit since 3 hits in his first 2 appearances of the season, and that was here in Nashville against Belmont and also at Southern Indiana. Eastern Michigan team, they've not played really a true midweek game. They basically played 3 series so far. A lot of time spent away from home in this early stretch of the season, 2-1.
I was looking at their schedule and I thought, man, they've been everywhere but home. I mean, it started off, in Nashville, and then Evansville, and then down to Houston, all the way back here to Nashville.
Boy, he took something off there and landed that breaking pitch to make it 2-2. Head coach Robbie Britt, season number 1, starting it with a 19-game stretch of road games. 2-2. Third base line and foul.
And we see that with a lot of teams that are, north of Kentucky or in Kentucky. It's tough to play a lot of games early in the season just with the weather. And so you travel south and get those games in, plays against some good competition.
Thompson's 2-2 pitch to the number 8 hitter. The EMU batting order. Ypsilanti in probably February, March is
not
a little
ideal.
chillier than this part of the country. Another 2-2 pitch. Thompson brings it. Out on strikes. Got him on a pitch away. 2 gone. 5 strikeouts.
A good changeup there. I hadn't seen that pitch much today. On the outside corner, had a little arm action, arm side run. Able to get him to chase. 5 Ks already here in the top of the 3rd for Thompson.
Trying to make it through the batting order with 3 clean innings. Change up at 85. Called strike 1 to Glenn Miller, who makes his 11th start today. 8 for 40 so far. That translates to 200 with 6 RBIs. Oh, 2. Trying to get him 1, 2, 3 for the 3rd straight inning. Miller had a 5-game hit streak back earlier in the season, and that was against Belmont and Southern Indiana as they started off 2024. See, there's 3 straight Ks for JD. 0-2. Back up the middle, bouncer played by Davis. Takes his time and makes the throw. That's all for Eastern Michigan here in the 2nd. 2 strikeouts and a bounce out. JD Thompson doing. Freshman right-hander Liam Baker takes over on the mound after 2 innings from Drew Jones. Only seen him make 1 appearance and pitch a 1/3 of an inning so far. We'll get a look at Jaden Davis, Davis Diaz, and Troy Leneve in the Vanderbilt 3rd. Davis 0 for 1, bounced out to wrap up the 1st inning.
I think we'll probably see a lot of different pitchers for Eastern Michigan today. One, just getting some guys some work, but also, trying to keep these hitters off balance. Don't let them get, really locked into any one pitcher. So just rolled a number of different guys out there in different shapes. And we saw a great looking 12-6 breaking ball there from Baker. It's a little bit of a different look than we saw from Jones.
Like Jones, he is from Cleveland. Needs a strike as Davis leads things off in the Vanderbilt 3rd. Can't get it. It's ball 4. Walk to Davis to start the frame, and here's Davis Diaz. 0 for 1 with a flyout.
And we talked at the beginning that's what you can't do is give extra bases to this Commodores team. The amount of runs they're scoring, especially in this last week, you give them extra bases, they're most likely going to turn those into runs.
Fly out to right the first time around for Davis Diaz. We've seen moved up a bit in the batting order. As Davis draws a throw. 1 for 1 in steal attempts so far. Delivers a strike to Diaz. And hits in all 3 games over the weekend in Houston. 5 for 11, 2 doubles, 4 runs scored. Double has really been a key part of the offense for Vanderbilt. Have 3 players tied for first early in the season in the SEC in that category with 6. Davis, who's at first. Davis Diaz is at the plate, and Troy Leneve, who's in the on-deck circle.
Yeah, and nationally, this Commodores offense, I mean, they're ranked 3rd in the entire country in doubles. So really putting the ball in play, and a lot of the strength from this order, you know, some of those singles ride out into those gaps and easy doubles for this team.
Baker delivers a curve for strike 2, 1-2. Diaz takes away. 4-0, Vanderbilt in front. All 4 in the second inning on a 2-run home run by Logan Poteet and a 2-out single from Calvin Hewitt. 2-2. Diaz leans away to run it full. Year 3 for the man at the plate. Runner on the move on the payoff pitch. It's strike 3 to throw to second, not in time. A stolen base for Davis, but Diaz out on strikes for the first down of the 3rd.
And not a bad time to run there from Davis. Knew he was probably going to get a breaking ball up in the zone. Kind of caught Diaz frozen there on the 12-6, but at least able to get into scoring position with Davis.
Troy Leneve, 1 out and a man in scoring position. He walked his first time up. That pitch bounced and went off the leg of Leneve, who will take his base. And we'll get a mound visit from the first base dugout as you take a look at his fastball buried and off the lower leg of number 19.
Yeah, that wasn't a breaking ball that got away from him. I think it was a fastball supposed to be away and just kind of held on to it a little bit too long. Not look super aggressive. It was pretty simple, nice little swing.
Liner to third. They try to get the double play and out at second. Davis kind of caught in no man's land on the line drive to the third baseman Miller. Here's Vance. Struck out to start the game. Takes a strike here. Eastern Michigan's shortstop checking in today at 250. Now 10 for 41 with that first inning at bat. We see Thompson throw strikes and use the fastball that's had a little more zip on it than maybe we've seen before. Two and two.
I think the second time through this order, we'll probably see the changeup, the slider used a little bit more. But you see, top of the 4th here, 47 pitches. In a good spot to go pretty deep.
Stays 2-2 to Vance, who played in 18 games as a freshman last year, made 6 starts. But has been out there for all 12 so far in 2024. Serve to the right side off the glove of Austin. Eastern Michigan has its first base runner as Vance reaches to begin the 4th.
Yeah, it looked like they had Austin played a little bit in the 4-hole, so able to at least get a glove on this thing. I think that would have been a hit had he been playing in his normal spot. It still was a hit, but yeah, it was a very hard hit ball. Able to at least get a runner on.
So the first hit and the first base runner for Eastern Michigan is Vance, who's 3 for 4 in steal attempts. Thompson works out of the stretch for the first time here in the 4th inning. Hugo was called out on strikes back in the first, 0 for 1. Next strikeout for Thompson would tie a career high. One ball count to Hugo. 2-0. Hugo is a career .310 hitter. It's game number 98 of his college career. Threw that fastball past him, 2-1.
Yeah, and after 2 sliders as well, kind of slow down the rhythm of the hitter, and then 2-0, you're looking for that fastball, and he got it, but a little bit too quick for him.
Decent lead at first for Vance. Will draw a throw. Correct myself on Hugo, a career high .310 average last season. We're here in 2024. High and outside, 3 balls and a strike. Three-one count. Right on it, fouls it back to run the count full with Vance still at first. The payoff due to Hugo. First to throw.
Yeah, paying a lot of attention over to Hugo. I mean, Hugo 7 of 8 on the year, so the biggest stolen base threat in this entire order. Trying to keep him from getting in scoring position.
Fly ball right field. It's Polk. Able to locate, make the catch. Vance retreats to first. 1 out. A little closer play on that throw to first. J.D. Thompson navigating the at-bat with Hugo and gets him to fly out. McRae lined out to center back in the first. They continue to pay a lot of attention to the base runner, Cooper Vance. Short lead at first. Bunt out in front of the mound. Only play will be to first as Thompson deals to Austin. Vance moves to second with 2 gone.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get that bunt a little bit more to that left side away from Thompson, but the ball kind of moved in on him. And at least got it down, but you still got the runner at second base, but you do have 2 outs. A nice try there by McRae.
Clean up man Zaccaro's 0 for 1. Hit one back to the mound that went off the leg of Thompson, and Davis Diaz made a nice play to start the second. All the way in the very back of that batter's box. 1 ball count. Left on left. 2-0. Get a look at Thompson for the second time. Needs a strike and got it. 2-1. He's been able to locate that fastball throughout the first 4 innings here. Climbing up towards 60 pitches and trying to close things out for Eastern Michigan in this 4th inning and leave a man in scoring position. Checked his swing. It's 2-2.
A nice job coming back in this count for Thompson. Located 2 good fastballs there in the outside corner. See if he comes back to it.
Strikeout number 6 would retire the side. The 2-2 to the right side of the infield. Charging is Davis. That's all for the Eagles in the fourth. A base hit and one left. 4 scoreless frames turned wins. Matthew Polk to start the Vanderbilt fourth. Liam Baker sends one in the dirt for ball 1. A bunt single and a scored a run on the 2-out knock by Calvin Hewitt. Baker sees that one go to the backstop, 2-0. Drew Jones went the first 2, making his second start. Now Liam Baker in his second appearance here at the Hawk in Nashville. Kevin Ingram, Andrew Harris, Doug Stanton, our entire SEC Network crew on hand. Two-ball count to Polk, swinging away, 2-1. This guy is a really talented player, just finding a spot for him as Baker battles back. It's 2-2. Polk had a big sac fly in the 7th inning of the comeback against Texas on Sunday that gave Vanderbilt the lead after Troy Leneve cleared the bags with a triple. Opposite way, right field, toward the gap and off the glove of Hugo, the right fielder. Polk turns second and will dive in safely at third with a triple. That great speed goes the opposite way, and Vanderbilt starts off the fourth with a 3-bagger.
That wasn't a terrible pitch. It was a really good piece of hitting. Elevated fastball and just goes right the other way with it. And I thought Hugo, the right fielder, even had a shot at that. But, I mean, he was on the run. A nice job by Polk, just turning on the burners right out of the box.
When you get that runner to third with nobody out, it always feels like a great opportunity to get him in. Vastine walked and scored a run after a stolen base, part of a double steal with Polk in the second.
And I feel like we talk about it every single game, but you see the 318 batting average for Vastine. I mean, sitting there in the 9 hole, you love to have the production that he's had so far this year. Down there in the bottom, guy's able to, put some runs on the board, able to turn that lineup over, and you're going to get production throughout the entire order.
1-1 the count. Good job of climbing the catcher to hang on to that one. Vastine saw a 5-game hit streak end against Houston on Saturday, but then came right back with a home run and a couple knocked in against Texas in the game on Sunday. Rolled to the right side. That's a foul ball. The junior from Florida. You talk about players like Vastine and Davis Diaz being juniors. It feels like they just got here. Year 3 as part of this Commodore program. 2-2 count with a runner at third. Ball 3.
I think something that I personally have taken for granted over the years is just the talent level that we've seen specifically at the shortstop position, defensively throughout the last 15 years. I mean, think about the guys that we have seen through this program. I mean, starting off with Dansby Swanson as we started back in 2015 doing these broadcasts. Like, there's some big name guys and some really good talent, in that 6 hole right there.
A walk for Vastine to put runners at the corners for R.J. Austin. Guy who could probably play shortstop if you plug him in there.
It has been so interesting to see those different guys come in the program, and the different styles of play, the different personalities that each of these teams start to.
Well, he'll be called on to get some outs here with runners at first and third, and R.J. Austin at the plate. A tough spot with nobody out here in the fourth. Appearance number 3 for Lindsey. Out there for 3 2/3 innings. Austin 0 for 2. Both those against the starter, Drew Jones. 2 balls, no strikes. You got Polk at third. He led off the inning with a triple, and then Vastine worked a walk. He was the last man that Baker faced. Two-0 to Austin. Vastine bluffs going, and Austin takes a strike.
Yeah, rain starting to come down a little bit as well. If you're Austin, you put the ball in play. Most likely something good's going to happen. The moisture on the ball for those infielders.
Check swing, 3-1. Seen Austin play a lot of first base. And I came into the season thinking might be a center field or maybe more second base like we saw last season. Seen him at the corners and quite a bit at first. Good count here, 3-1. Runner on the move. Austin takes a close pitch. This ball 4.
I think also with the Bulger injury, I think Tim Corbin just trying to put some more bats in the lineup, and moving Austin over to first base allows him to do that.
Calvin Hewitt has had one of the 2 big hits in this game for Vanderbilt. A 2 RBI single last time up in the second. 1 for 2. Actually 1 for 1. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Runners at every base for Hewitt. Trying to really open up the gap. Vanderbilt already in front 4-0. Takes a breaking pitch away for ball 1. Lindsay to the plate. 2-0. As you talked about, with it starting to rain a little again, this is really difficult situation. Gonna come in and throw strikes. Sounded like a foul tip to make it 2-1.
It's one of those situations, if you're Vandy, you try and extend this inning as long as possible. Keep those infielders out there just getting rained on, getting soaked. It's not fun.
3-1 to the Commodore center fielder.
See infield playing back, both Vance and Taylor up the middle, just trying to get a double play, get as many outs as possible.
Hewitt swinging on 3-1 to the on-deck circle. Count full. As mentioned earlier, hits in all 3 games of that event down in Houston over the weekend. The payoff. Got him swinging. So Hewitt, a big first out recorded by Lindsay. Now we'll go to work on Camden Kojal.
Yeah, it looked like a little changeup on the inside corner. Just went right underneath the hands of Hewitt. Not a bad pitch. In a big spot there with bases juiced.
Well, the SEC Freshman of the Week steps in. 0 for 2 today after 14 hits last week. This one hit toward shortstop. A chance to get 2 out at second and out at first. A 6-3 double play and a fantastic job by his.
Flowing through him here, and that guy tutoring all of them. And you just kind of think about the time when Tim Corbin got here. I mean, this was 2002. He got here in 2003, but before that, I mean, this is a program that was really struggling. In 2003, Tim Corbin comes in. Worth Scott hits that home run against Tennessee. Allows the Commodores to go to the SEC tournament. It's the first time in the last 7 years. So for a guy to come in and make an immediate impact, I mean, you got to think Tim Corbin came in and really just had an exclamation point there. And then the following year, you have guys like Jeremy Sowers, Warner Jones, All-Americans. It was their first 40-win season in school history. They made it super regional there for the first time in school history. So 2003, 2004, right off the bat, Tim Corbin's just making waves. Then 2005, you get big recruits like David Price, Pedro Alvarez, and you can continue to have some success. 2010, you make it back to the Super Regional. 2011, the first ever College World Series. 2013, SEC regular season record, 26-3. 2014 national championship, 2019 national championship. So you think about where that program started in 2002, and then for Tim Corbin and the facilities and just the culture that he's built and the success that he's had, it is pretty wild to think about he's done all within that 20-year period.
J.D. Thompson pitching to Corey Taylor to start the fifth. You see before and after with Coach Corbin. Those 5 trips to the College World Series.
I think that bottom line is the most impressive. That 103 seasons versus 21 and all the success he's had in those seasons.
Bouncer to Thompson, takes his time and throws out Corey Taylor to start the fifth. JD has allowed only 1 base runner. That was an infield hit by Cooper Vance in the fourth.
And bigger than a lot of the, the draft picks and the tournament success is just the family and the culture that he's built here around Vandy. I mean, there's a reason why pro players come back and train here in the off season. There's a reason why, when we had a Christmas party this off season, there were over 100 guys that showed up, even from out of town. There's a reason why these facilities have changed so much over the years.
First base hit to the outfield, recorded by Kyle Schrodel, trying to stretch it into 2, and he'll be in with a 1-out double here in the fifth.
Yeah, it looked like Thompson just kind of get that ball elevated a little bit too much.
And the second double of 2024 for Schrodel, the DH.
Yeah, the slider on the outside corner just didn't get it in there as low as he wanted. Sometimes when you get that slider elevated, it doesn't slide as much as you want. Just kind of loops in there.
To go back some of those early days you were talking about, I think it was 2004 you mentioned when Vanderbilt made it to the Super Regional for the first time as a swing and a miss by Darren Kraft. But that was a big deal back then for the team to just make it that far, and with Jeremy Sowers and some of the others on those early teams.
I mean, I remember exactly. I was 14. I remember I was in a Chili's with my travel team when I was in Little League.
Having some baby back ribs.
Oh, yeah. And a milkshake. And, yeah, I remember watching it on TV there with my team. I mean, it was such a huge deal for this program to, one, make it to the tournament and also to be able to go to a super regional. And we talk about all the time just the little successes along the way that allow your next team to have that success. And that's all thanks to that man right there. I mean, he had a vision of where he wanted this program to go, and he lives it every single day.
1-2 pitch, foul to the backstop. And there have been some heartbreaking moments along the way, but then the team's responded and done even bigger things, rebounding from whatever happened. Like you think about the loss against Michigan when it felt like that was set up to maybe go to Omaha that year, and came back a couple years later and got there finally. And it's just been remarkable to watch the growth of this program. Ball and 2 strikes to Kraft. Second time Eastern Michigan has had a runner in scoring position. Now 2 outs with strikeout number 6 recorded by J.D. Thompson.
Yeah, that's a good look at the slider right there. Just a little extra break on there in the back leg. That's the type of break he wants on that thing. And go back to Tim Corbin, you think about and we talk a lot about the players, but also the coaches that have come through here that are also having success at the next level. I mean, think about a guy like Eric Bakich, who came in with Tim Corbin in 2003, and now Coach Bakich at Clemson, had a lot of success up at Michigan and in Maryland as well, but now run the show over at Clemson. You think about guys like Josh Holliday at Oklahoma State. You think about Travis Jewett. Just a lot of guys that have come through the program as coaches and have gone on to have their own success as well.
That one bounced and hit the right leg of the catcher, Brennan Kleiman. So runners at first and second with 2 outs for Glenn Miller. Trying to orchestrate some 2-out offense for Eastern Michigan. Takes ball 1. Line drive, left field, drops in front of a Leneve. He'll send it back to the infield, and they'll send the runner to third, and he's going to be tagged out. Schrodel took a big turn at third base. Vanderbilt heads up, made a nice defensive play to cut him down. We had a window of a couple hours, no rain. It rained hard earlier today. The turf field, it always works out well, able to get in games he wouldn't have otherwise. So Jaden Davis takes a strike. Start the fifth. Isaiah Lindsey did a great job last inning. Got out of a bases-loaded mess with a strikeout and a double play ball. Big swing by Davis and didn't get it. Walk, stole a base, raced on a double play back in the third.
Yeah, that game could have got it broken open big time last inning, but nice job by Lindsey shutting it down.
One ball, two strikes to the leadoff man here in the fifth. It'll be Davis, and then Davis Diaz, and then Troy Leneve. The Commodores. Bouncer to third. Miller backed up, now makes a long throw, and a nice job at first by Kraft to scoop it out of the dirt and get the first out.
Yeah, kind of had the high chopper. Miller able to read the bounce, gets it on the long hop. And then, yeah, the ball a little slippery. Kind of had some cut action. Nice job by Kraft. He's getting a short hop.
By backing up, Miller actually got a little momentum to get a little more on the throw as Diaz swings first pitch and fouls it off. 0 for 2, a fly out. That was in the second and a strikeout in the third. For nothing Vanderbilt advantage, all 4 runs in the second inning on a 2-run homer by Logan Poteet and a 2-out, 2 RBI single by Calvin Hewitt. Good heads-up play in the top half of this inning with Diaz throwing to Vastine to get the base runner, trying to get back to third and end the inning. And the biggest threat of this game for Eastern Michigan. It's a foul ball. 2-2. Vanderbilt team starting to bear down on conference play. 1 week from Friday, it'll be Illinois State this weekend. Another midweek game, and then it's Auburn. Start off SEC play. 2-2 pitch. Full count.
Yeah, I looked at the schedule the other day, and I thought, man, yeah, SEC ball's pretty much here. That's wild.
Diaz shoots it to the right side. It's Taylor. Short throw to first for the second out. And here's what's ahead. We'll have that Illinois State series Friday through Sunday. The Hoosiers will be here on Tuesday, and then War Eagle for Vanderbilt and Auburn. First road SEC series at South Carolina, and that's after the game against Belmont that'll be over at First Horizon Park. It's become a really cool and special event. A couple local teams, Vanderbilt and Belmont and Lipscomb. Troy Leneve, a walk and a run scored, and it's also hit by a pitch. You got to think the SEC is going to be really interesting, Andrew, as always. When you look at the rankings, Vanderbilt's ranked number 9. 6 of the top 9 are from the Southeastern Conference.
A lot of guys playing really good ball here going into these next couple weekends. And it's usually the case. I mean, best baseball conference in the country for that reason. I mean, a lot of good talent, and the SEC schedule is just so hard. I mean, you can just beat up on each other week in and week out.
There's a 30-game grind. 3 balls and 1 strike to Leneve with 2 gone in the 5th. Lindsey, the third pitcher used after Drew Jones and Liam Baker. All right-handers for Eastern Michigan. 3-1 to Leneve. Rolls over it to first. Kraft says, I got this one. That's all for Vanderbilt in the 5th. 3 up, 3 down for the first time tonight. Commodores Thompson will work to the top of the order. We'll see Vance and Hugo and McRae for Eastern Michigan in the 6th.
And you saw those 6 strikeouts for Thompson, and not a ton of balls put in play. Thompson historically, usually uses that defense behind him. He's not going up there trying to strike everybody out, but yeah, the fastball's really been working well for him. He's been able to locate it and finishing some guys off with the breaking ball as well. And you see 81 pitches here in the 6th inning. A couple guys working down there in the pen.
2-ball count here to Vance. Takes a strike. He is 1 for 2. Had that infield hit, which was the first knock of the night. Well, battles back to make it 2-2. Used that fastball successfully throughout the night.
Yeah, especially that arm side fastball is just spotted right there in the outside corner.
Chance for a career high in strikeouts. There it is. Strike 3 called. Inside corner for J.D. Thompson. K number 7 is against Vance for the 2nd time.
Yeah, nice spot right there in the inside corner. I mean, Poteet didn't really have to move his glove, and a nice stick there as well. The sign of a good catcher is usually one that you don't notice. And I mean, again, I totally kind of forgot that Poteet was back there. He's kind of just moving right along from Espinal. He's done a really good job back there tonight.
Change up for strike 1 to Logan Hugo. He's 0 for 2. Caught looking in the 1st to fly out in the 4th. Missed with a fastball 1-1. Thompson, the lefty from Rusk, Texas. Looking good. 5 1/3 scoreless frame so far. 0-2, or make it 1-2. Just got a piece to foul it to the backstop.
He went back-to-back sliders right there. With a guy like Hugo, I mean, got to stay away from him, not give him much to hit. I mean, tried to get him to chase there. Hugo able to get a little piece of it. See if he comes right back to it. He might try and go upstairs and juice him up high.
There it is, strike 3. Back with a fastball. 2 gone in the 6th. Back-to-back Ks. First Vance and now Hugo.
Yeah, he was able to slow him down a couple pitches before with the slider, and then comes back a couple miles an hour faster up in the zone. Just really tough to lay off as a hitter.
Got him with the low 90s heater. Here's Blake McRae. Lined out in the 1st, put down a bunt in the 4th. Pitch number 90 of the night for J.D. Thompson's in the dirt. Eagles left fielder. Didn't get it. 1-1. Coming in, leading the team in batting average. 5 multi-hit games. Pulls it foul down the 3rd baseline. Okay, transferred from Lansing Community College. They wear green in that city as well. One, 2 from Thompson, trying to get them all on strikes. 2-2. Two and 2 with 2 outs. Run through it again. Poteet says, let's make sure we're staying on the same page here.
Yeah, Kevin, you mentioned the green color. I was thinking the same thing. It's like a little bit similar. I think it's a little lighter, a little bit lighter, but
At Michigan State?
yeah, a little bit lighter.
Not by much, though. It's pretty close. There aren't any green teams in the SEC.
No.
Got a lot of.
Got enough red.
Yeah, a lot of red. 2-2. That's it for Eastern Michigan in the 6th. J.D. Thompson made 13 appearances for the Zips last season. We'll see Logan Poteet, Matthew Polk, Jonathan Vastine. Poteet takes ball 1. He's hit it hard twice. The first pitch he saw in the 2nd inning left the yard. The second time up, he lined into a double play. Fly ball deep center field. Chases Zakaro back to the wall, and he makes the catch. Deepest part of the yard. Poteet is out number 1 in the 6th.
A very similar swing to the home run. I mean, off the bat, I didn't think it was going to have a lot of juice, but just kept carrying and carrying and carrying. And I think it speaks to a lot of this, the backspin he puts on the ball. He really hits through the ball. And the ball just carried all the way. And gosh, I mean, 399 feet. Struck the ball well today.
With 1 out, here's Matthew Polk. 2 for 2 day. Infield hit, scored a run. Part of a double steal and tripled to begin the 4th. Vanderbilt low to the bases but came up empty. Previous pitcher Isaiah Lindsey did a good job. Strike 2. Back up the middle. Sliding play by Taylor. Nicely done. 2 outs.
A really nice play there by Taylor. I think we were shading him up the middle a little bit. It was right. Thought it went through the legs of Perkle, but yeah, they were shading him up the middle pretty good. But nice job just getting down on the ground, making a good stop, good throw. And if you're Vanderbilt, I mean, you scored 4 in the 2nd, but a lot of game left to play. You'd love to get a few more here in these later innings.
Jonathan Vastine takes a strike, 2 walks. Stolen base in the 2nd, was stranded in the 4th. We've seen multiple midweek games through the first couple weeks of the season. We'll get into more of a usual schedule where there's a Tuesday night game and then you play the weekends. Two balls and a strike to the Florida native Vastine. 3-1.
Yeah, the Tuesday, Wednesday games are tough on the players in particular, and especially the bullpen. Just a lot of arms and a lot of time out on the field. So getting the Tuesday and then a little bit of a rest for the weekend is helpful, especially if you got those travel days on Thursdays.
Payoff to Vastine with 2 outs.
I mean, think about last week. You had the Commodores played Tuesday, Wednesday. They turned around on Thursday and had to travel. So, I mean, they had a long week, but able to grind through it.
Payoff number 2 the other way.
Nice AB here from Vastine. Really, really tough out here in this 9-hole.
Payoff number 3 and another foul ball.
Fouled off a couple sliders, fouled off some fastballs inside. 9 pitches of the AB here.
Try it again on 3-2. Fun battle. 2 outs in the 6th. Keeping him way down in the first base dugout.
And you got to give Perkle some credit as well. I mean, he's really filling up the zone. And that's what you want to do as a hitter. You force that pitcher to continue to put that ball in the strike zone.
Pitch number 10, another payoff. Just got a piece of it.
That's tough to do. I mean, 3-2, able to wrinkle a little slider in there. See who's going to win this one.
One more time. Ball 4. Vastine saw multiple payoff pitches, and on pitch number 11 of the at-bat draws a 2-out walk.
It's a heck of an AB. And I mentioned before, but with the fastball being 87, 88, you are allowed to, that ball that's inside, you can wait a little bit longer and maybe get jammed and foul it off. I mean, if that ball is 94, 95, there's no way you're hitting that. But with the lower velocity, that's where you can really stay in there and recognize some of those different pitches. Vastine did a really good job there.
Quiet day for R.J. Austin, over 2 of the walk. Quiet by his standards. It always feels like he's right in the middle of everything. 14 RBIs, 352 average as he bats here in the 6th with 2 gone and 1 at first. 1-1.
Austin had a great year last year, and that was a big question coming in here is he going to replicate last year? Is he going to improve? I mean, there's a lot more data on you as a sophomore. How's he going to respond? And man, he has, and in a big way. Played a lot of different positions, and I mean, he's just been spraying the ball all over the park. And then, he gets on the bases. I mean, he's stealing a ton of bags this year. So kind of doing it on all levels.
Vastine goes. Will have to come back. Austin fouls it back 1-2. Yeah, you wondered who would pick up at least some of the steals left behind by Enrique Bradfield. And Austin, Calvin Hewitt have combined for 18 so far in 22 tries.
And Austin last year, I mean, he was only 4 of 7 over the entire year. And coming into tonight, I mean, he's 10 of 13, so already surpassing that in a big way.
1-2 in the dirt. Vastine ventures off. Eleven pitch at bat for a 2-out walk. At first with a 2-2 count on Austin. Out on strikes to retire the side. Man left for the on for appearance number 6. He will face the middle of the batting order for Eastern Michigan. It'll be Zaccaro, Taylor, and Schrodel here in the 7th. 4 runs for Vanderbilt. All of them in the 2nd inning. A smash foul. Screams past the first base dugout. 2 ground outs for Zaccaro on the night. Transler, one of the good young arms in this Vanderbilt staff. That went down the right field line and just foul.
And right off the bat, we've seen all 3 pitches so far from Cranzer. We saw a fastball, we saw a breaking ball, we saw a cutter.
Zaccaro fights that one off foul.
Yeah, Zaccaro he's been right on him.
The 0-2 is ball 1. A strong finish for J.D. Thompson in that 6th inning. He struck out the side. Close pitch, but ball 2 on a fastball. Just missed away. Softly hit out behind second base, and Vastine can't grab it. Zaccaro reaches to begin the 7th. Well, maybe the least hard hit ball of the entire at bat.
Yeah, just perfectly placed right in between everybody, between Vastine, Davis. Yeah, it looked like Vastine was kind of the only guy that had the option to make that play over the shoulder. This is a tough play all the way around.
Yeah, it would have been a really nice catch if he'd been able to come up with it. Here's Corey Taylor. Line out to left and a bouncer back to the pitcher, and his 2 times up. Another pop up behind second base. Hewitt got a late jump on it, and it rolls away from Hewitt. Everybody's safe for Eastern Michigan. Made a great effort to lay out and try to get to the ball. And the Eagles have the first two on base here in the seventh.
And two balls that probably should be outs. Yeah, you mentioned Hewitt did not get a great jump on that. You see him took a couple steps back, comes in, lays out, almost made the grab. Yeah, just couldn't get a grooved read off it.
So a little difficulty for Kranzler. Eastern Michigan with one of their biggest threats of the night. Here's Kyle Schroeder, the DH. A double and 2 times up. Served out toward left center field. Hewitt, he runs this one down to get a big first out as the runners retreat to first and second with one gone.
And it's tough for Kranzler. You come and you get 2 mishit balls that you think should be outs, and then you go back in and just continue to fill up the zone, and that's what you got to do. Finally able to get that first out.
Darren Kraft happy to see somebody other than J.D. Thompson. 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts. Love a double play ball if you're the right-hander Kranzler. Low 90s fastball for a strike. Toward Vastine, out at second, the turn, in time, 6-4-3 double play. Vastine having to move back to his right to get to the his 4th appearance of 2024, and he will pitch to Calvin Hewitt, Camden Kojal, and Jaden Davis. Bunt by Hewitt. Says, let's see how you can get off the mound. And Dirkshire says, I'm just fine. 1-3, 1 out.
And not a bad idea there from Hewitt, but got to get it closer to the line. Dirkshire able to get off the mound pretty well. Yeah, you took that probably 4 or so feet more to the left towards that left field line. You want the third baseman and the pitcher to kind of fight over that ball instead of just pitcher able to grab it and pick it up, but a lot easier said than done.
Cam Kojal looking for his first hit of the new week. There were 14 of them in 5 games last week, 0 for 3. Fielder's choice, a ground out to second, hit into a double play in the 4th. Commodores looking to make it 6 consecutive wins, coming in with a 10-3 record. 2 balls and a strike. The Commodore DH. To center field, and there's that first knock of the week. Kojal with a 1-out single.
It's such a good-looking swing right there. Very quiet. I guess a quiet lower half. I mean, the hands are fast and explosive. Allows your head to stay still and just puts such good swing on the ball. I mean, when he makes contact with it, I mean, it's usually hard, and I mean, he's not missing it by much.
Yeah, that's the look of a swing that's going to have a lot of success. There's Jaden Davis. Been on base once and 3 times up. That was a walk in the 3rd.
It'll be so interesting, I mean, for Kojal as well as Davis. I mean, 2 new guys in this lineup. New guys to the SEC. And so there's, you know, a good amount of data on these guys. And for the... Ooh.
That's a foul ball. I think the umpire was just trying to get out of the way and make the call all at the same time. David Bailey, our third base ump, said, I want to make sure that you didn't know I was pointing in fair territory.
Check out the hops.
Yep.
Oh.
That wasn't a point toward fair territory. It's just trying to get out of the way. Sound good.
Yeah, I mean, you got Kojal and Davis who are hitting the middle of this order. They haven't played an SEC season yet, and so it'll be very interesting to see how guys pitch them as we get towards, after next week and get into SEC play, with the amount of data that is on them for these, first 5 or so weeks. How are they going to adjust to different pitches that, throughout the season? And that's really the mark of a good hitter is making those adjustments to, how guys are pitching you to your strengths and your weaknesses.
Close pitch on a breaking ball. Just missed to make it 3-1. Good spot here for Davis. Short lead at first for Kojul. Pulled to third, a foul ball to make it 3-2. Good play by Bailey Provo down there in the third base dugout. Takes care of all the equipment needs for this Vanderbilt team. Runner on the move on the payoff pitch, back up the middle. Only play will be to first. Vanderbilt stayed out of the double play with Kojul on the run. 2 gone with a man in scoring position.
Smart play there by Taylor, just not getting distracted by Kojul sliding in right behind him. He kind of has to avoid the base. Had a funky hop right off the mound as well. Weird coming all the way over to that shortstop position, but able to stick with it.
Visit from the first base duck. 0 for 3 for the Commodore third baseman. Vanderbilt has not put anything on the board since the second inning. He had stranded 1 in every inning except for the 5th. Diaz crushed that ball foul.
The second one we've seen today.
Man.
Super early. That one was 86. I think the other one he did was on 87. So it looks like he's making contact with it. Just wait a half second, a little bit longer.
Offered at that one, 1-2. Dirkshire trying to make a pitch and strand another base runner. Ball and 2 strikes to Diaz. Able to hold up on a pitch away, 2-2.
He thought about it. Didn't fire the hands though. Pretty nice spot on the outside corner there by Dirkshire.
A check of Kojul on a 2-2 pitch. Launched left field and deep. And out of here over the monster for Davis Diaz. After a couple loud foul balls, he hammers one over the fence and left to make it 6-0.
That was a heck of a 2-strike approach right there by Davis Diaz. He was on time for the fastball, and he was a little bit early for that slider, but when you hang a slider to somebody like Diaz, watch how he's a little bit out in front, but he extends kind of like a rubber band and it pushes through the ball, and that's when that ball just explodes off the bat and rides out of there over the monster. Heck of a swing there by Davis Diaz.
First home run, RBI 6 and 7 for Diaz. No doubter. Well, the only doubt was whether it was going to be high enough. It was hit plenty hard. Here's Leneve. 0 for 1. A walk and a run scored. It was hit by a pitch in the third. Two-out damage. 4 of Vanderbilt's runs have been with 2 outs. Also the second home run of the night. Three balls and no strikes with Leneve batting against Dirkshire. Just needs to throw a strike and can't do it. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk after the home run. Vanderbilt will bring in a pinch runner for Troy Leneve, Jacob Humphrey. Humphrey, appearance number 13. He's made a few starts. Seen him play in the outfield and make some terrific plays. Might have been leaning a little bit on that first.
A little bit. He was
first time.
Gosh, he was already taking a step towards second base. He's always looking to run.
With 2 outs, going on the first move to the plate, and will steal it without a throw. Big turn, coming to third. Here comes the throw, and he's safe there as well. Number 10 using the wheels.
Yeah, he didn't even stop around second base. He kept his eyes open, saw the ball was passed, and take a look here. He peeks in, sees it's passed, just keeps on going. He didn't even put on the brakes at all. Easily in there at third.
Figure that's a stolen base and maybe a pass ball on that play. It was. Get the official scoring, and Poteet takes a big swing and fouls it to the backstop. 1-1. The first pitch he saw in his first at bat as a college player, he hammered it out to left field. Launches this one foul.
You heard
Goodness
the
sakes.
Commodore dugout just go berserk. They thought he did it again. I mean, all 3 of his at bats have been quality. I mean, obviously the home run, then he had a line shot to Miller, the third baseman, and then almost big fly out to center field.
That's a bounce foul for Mike Baxter. Here's the swing by Poteet.
The whole dugout excited. Oh man, they thought he did it again.
Getting a chance to play his first start behind the plate. Had him out in front. That's all for Vanderbilt in the 7th. But the Commodores had 2 runs on 2 hits. Davis Diaz, first home run of 2024. Makes it 6-0 Commodore.
2.22 ERA. And you got to think going into SEC ball, they're going to rely on a lot of these guys to get some innings because, I mean, yes, your starters are going to be able to go deep, but those middle innings super important, and getting some shutout innings for some guys with some big power stuff as well to be able to get a different look from the starters. And it will be interesting to see kind of how those roles really shake out through the SEC play.
Ball and a strike to the catcher Brendan Kleiman, starting things off in the 8th. Strikeout in the 3rd, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. That was against J.D. Thompson, who threw 6 shutout innings. Struck out 9. No walk. Strike 3. Got him with the slider to begin the 8th.
You saw Kranzler excited about that. Good breaking ball, top of the zone. A nice job by Poteet, kind of bringing that thing back down right into the zone.
Jacob Humphrey stays into play left after the pinch running appearance. Ball 1 to Glenn Miller, 1 for 2, single the 5th. Saw Eastern Michigan put together a big scoring threat, but Vanderbilt took advantage of a bit of a base running mistake as Kyle Schrodel rounded third a little too much, and they were able to cut him down, trying to get back to the bag. Would have had the bases loaded with 2 outs. 3-ball, no strike count to Miller. Go back to the top for Cooper Vance in just a moment. Kranzler able to deliver a strike to make it 3-1. Keep your leg guard on for now. Well, that one hit the arm guard. Ball rolls back out toward the mound, and Eastern Michigan has a 1-out base runner as Miller takes his base.
It looked like this ball just kind of flew arm side from Kranzler. Yeah, still is a little bit damp out there. We'll get later in the evening, a little cooler.
Well, starts off Vance with a breaking pitch for a strike. He's 1 for 3. Infield hit and 2 strikeouts. Yeah, the first hit of the game for Eastern Michigan back in the fourth. Slow bouncer to third. Going to be a tough play for Diaz. Strong throw. Out at first.
Not many guys in this country that can make that play at the college level. I mean, he is so good over there at third base. I mean, this is a slow roller. He's playing in the 4-hole, or in the 5-hole. Comes in, makes the play, scoops it up on the run. It is so hard. It makes it look so easy.
A good play to stretch out by R.J. Austin at first base. 2 outs. Here's Logan Hugo, 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Play here in the 8th with Vanderbilt now in front, 6-0. Diaz, some good plays in the field and a 2-run homer in the last half inning. Kranzler with Miller now at second and 2 gone. High fly ball, deep left field. Humphrey, warning track, and it climbs out of here to get Eastern Michigan on the scoreboard. Logan Hugo, a moonshot of a 2-run homer to make it 6-2.
Yeah, I didn't think that had enough out of here. I mean, that ball was hit super high. Absolute moonshot to left field. Just kept riding out of here. Take a look at the pitch. Yeah, it's a fastball pretty much right down the middle. He was sitting on it. Man. Yeah, I thought that was going to be an easy pop fly to either Humphrey or Hewitt, but just kept going. And then there's no wind out here, so that was all him, all Hugo.
So for Hugo, that's home run number 2 and RBI 6 and 7 of 2024. McRae takes ball 1. Well, every scoring play in this game has brought in 2 runs. Had a pair of 2-run homers for Vanderbilt to go with a 2 RBI single, and now a 2-run homer for Hugo. McRae bounces it toward Vastine. Takes his time, and the inning ends. The bounce out by McRae, but Eastern Michigan, number 6 used by Eastern Michigan tonight out of Westerville, Ohio. Guy who played previously at the University of Charleston, where head coach Robbie Britt was. Eastern Michigan roster that kind of retooled a little bit with first-year head coach. They added 12 transfers and 5 freshmen. Lucas Johnson in behind the plate now, replacing Kleiman.
And again, just getting another look this time from the left side. Able to come back and get 2. I mean, still a lot of ball game left to play. Down 4. Just trying to keep the Commodores here within 4.
And that pitch hits Matthew Polk to start off the 8th. As Polk, Vastine, and Austin. I think I may have missed it at the time, but Lucas Johnson actually pinch hit for Kleiman and struck out in the last inning. Three walks for Jonathan Vastine tonight. Scored a run after a stolen base in the second. Eastern Michigan tonight. Then Vanderbilt will play Illinois State Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here at Hawkins Field. We'll have all 3 of them for you. Downstairs, a ball and a strike. It's one of the storylines of this game. Tim Corbin bearing down on 1,000 career wins, sitting on 999 after the 3 wins in Houston over the weekend. There he is down in the third base dugout. Has not put on the batting helmet and coached third base yet. He had for so many years. It's a little different look this season. Polk takes off for second as the ball went off the mid of Johnson. Moves into scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, it just looked like a fastball on the outside corner. Johnson got stuck with his left leg, wasn't able to get his arm all the way out there. Polk heads up. But yeah, I think Tim Corbin really does like the kind of being in that dugout area. I mean, when he's out there on the coaching box, can't really have a lot of conversations with guys as they're going up to bat, talk through strategy and what they're looking for, and then also get real loves doing is just interacting with his players on a more active basis each time they're going up to bat, or as pitchers are coming off and infielders are coming off, just really being able to talk the game in real time.
Here is Austin, 2 on, nobody out for Vanderbilt in the 8th. Runners go, squares to bunt, throw down to second, everybody safe. Another double steal, the second time tonight for Vanderbilt. Polk goes to third and Vastine to second. That combination worked earlier tonight.
Yeah, his team loves to run. He got some really good jumps, both on the front and the backside with Vastine. And scoring position again, Eastern Michigan playing up.
Austin a swing and a foul, 1-1.
Infield's playing in, trying to make sure that they're going to get that lead runner at home. And you got to think Polk over there at third base, if that ball's even hit on the ground, he's probably going anyways, just trying to put some pressure on defense.
One and one to Austin. Johnson smothers that pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Seven men left on for Vanderbilt tonight. Commodores have certainly had their chances to really open things up. 2-1. Austin skies it out of play, 2-2. Opened up a little breathing room with the Davis-Diaz home run in the 7th, but Eastern Michigan with a quick answer. The Atlanta native R.J. Austin ready for a 2-2 pitch. Beckner to the plate, to the third base side. Everybody has to stay put as Miller throws out Austin, 1 out.
Okay, I stand corrected. Yeah, Polk wasn't going. High chopper, especially to right at third base. And Miller, and you saw Miller checking him. Yeah, it looked like Polk thought about it.
But that play right in front of you, though, it's really hard to take off. Here's Hewitt. He delivered back in the 2nd with these runners at 2nd and 3rd after a double steal. 1 out, infield stays in, popped up toward the first base dugout. Kraft has a play and makes it. Eastern Michigan trying to battle back, and again strands some more base runners. 2 outs.
Yeah, heck of a job here by Beckner, pitcher. Able to come in, get a weak ground ball, and then get a weak pop up in the infield, and now with 2 outs, able to get out of a jam here.
Cam Kojal downstairs for ball 1. 1 for 4, singled and was on base when Davis-Diaz homered in the 7th. Another 2-out hit would bring in 2 more. Vanderbilt in front by 4 here in the 8th.
I think that's the best thing about Kojal that I've seen so far this year. He doesn't swing at a lot of balls outside the zone. He's going to get that pitch that it's inside the zone that he can handle, and he takes good swings at good pitches. Like that one right there was not a terrible pitch. I mean, a lot of guys could swing at that and probably make contact, but at 2-0, he wants something that he could really do some damage with. He didn't like it, let it go, and now has 3-0.
4-pitch walk to Kojal to bring up Jaden Davis with the bases loaded. Well, the base open. Beckner now will pitch to Davis. 0 for 3 with a walk and a stolen base. Roller down the third. Well, you saw Miller catch the ball and tap the bag, but it's a foul ball. Davis will head back to the plate. Vanderbilt had runners at second and third with nobody out after a hit batsman and a walk and a double steal, but then a bounce out to Miller at third with the infield in and a pop out. Tim Corbin says, hey, let's have a quick conversation here as he talks with Davis.
I think that was a stern Tim Corbin conversation saying, hey, you got bases loaded here. You're going to swing at pitches that you want. If you're going to do it, you're going to swing it like you mean it.
Found the outside corner for strike 2. Now Beckner a pitch away from leaving the bases loaded. 1-2. First meeting between these programs in 30 years, going back to 1994. 1-2 pitch. Out on strikes. Great job by Beckner. Leaves the bases loaded. Vanderbilt in front, 6-2 to the 9th inning. A chance for a milestone.
92, 93, and then really good curveball, really good changeup. We saw something last week. I mean, it almost looked like a split. I couldn't really figure out what it was. I mean, there's a lot of stuff coming out of the hands. Looked weird from Cyber. Got to be tough to see as a hitter.
Comes in throwing strikes to Zaccaro. 1 for 3, a single in the 7th. Go with 2 groundouts. Cyber's 0-2 pitch. Zaccaro swings and misses. Poteet completes the strikeout. 1 gone.
That's a big reason why they like throwing him out there is gets a good fastballs, fills up the zone, and works quick.
11 Ks recorded by Vanderbilt pitching tonight. Here's Corey Taylor. Also 1 for 3. One ball count. There's a strike, 1-1. Working quickly with 1 out and nobody on base. Middle third of this Eagles batting order. Came inside, 1-2.
A lot of arm side run. I mean, he's 91. He got a ton of movement.
That went in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. See Davis shading the right-handed batting Taylor up the middle. Two. Stays alive with a foul ball. Eastern Michigan will begin MAC play this weekend. They'll play at Ball State. It's the start of a homestand for Vanderbilt. 2-2 pitch with 1 out. Up the middle, but they had him played just right. It's Davis. Little trouble and out at first. Able to get it out of the glove just in time. Find the grip and throw out Taylor for the 2nd out of the 9th.
Yeah, they played him perfectly right up the middle. That's a hit on any other day, but just right at him. Yeah, had a little trouble getting him.
I'd wondered if they would score that base hit or an error. They do score it a single. One out base runner for Eastern Michigan. Kyle Schrodel is the hitter. A double in the fifth to go with a strikeout and a lineout. One and one. Cyberon trying to close it out. 1 and 2. J.D. Thompson was outstanding. 6 shutout frames. Alex Kranzler pitched the 7th and the 8th. Cyber here in the 9th. Back to the mound. Can they get 2? Out at second. The relay in time. Vanderbilt wins it 6-2. And there it is. Career win number 1,000 for head coach Tim Corbin.